Hello, how you doing, guys? Welcome to Ride VIP, the Rideshare channel. My name is Serge. It's currently 6:30 in the morning on a Friday. This video is going to be about the progress I did this week so far, working from Monday to Thursday, and my goal, how much money I want to make from Friday through Sunday. I'm just gonna explain to you guys at what times I work, what strategies I'm using, and I also want to explain some of the car issues I'm now running into, some of the maintenance routines and things of that nature. It's not going to be a boring one, at least I don't think so. It's just all of these things is kind of like important to get covered, especially if you've never done this before. This is something you're going to be faced with and running into with your car and the actual schedule. So anyways, let's get into it. First, I'm going to cover how much money I actually made yesterday. And also I'm going to tell you the actual hours amount that I've made. And on the actual video, the thumbnail that I'm using, you could clearly see how much money I made that I have not even cashed out yet. But you could see how much money was made that particular day. So you'll actually see that that's exactly the correct number. So yesterday I worked almost 12 hours. So I worked 11 hours and 40 minutes. At that point, I already completed the challenge. I worked additional time, and I just wanted to go home. And in reality, I worked a lot longer, and you guys already know that. But I made it home by 10 p.m. yesterday, and I left at similar time like this. I think I left like at 6 a.m. So now I'm leaving like at 6:30. So you might be wondering, well, how did you only work 11 hours and 40 minutes? Exactly, because some of the strategies that I'm using. But anyways, so let's cover this. So on at Thursday, working from basically 6 in the morning up until 10, I made $372.06. So when I divided that by 12 hours, I just rounded numbers off. I'm still coming up with $31 an hour. So that's very good, I'd say. A lot better than previous videos that I had. But anyways, I'll explain some of the differences. Just like some stuff. What I think is really happening. Like one of the things I think is happening. Of course, right now it's the season. So summertime's getting ready to be here, but right now we're in the spring, and there's just so much to do, so little time, and a lot of stuff is going on. But on the other side, the times that I'm working, pretty much from 6 a.m. to, let's just say, whatever it kicks me out, I'm not really taking advantage of that. Does that make sense? What I am taking advantage of, however, is the hourly bonuses in the areas. I'm taking advantage of the surges in the areas. Taking advantage of the area bonuses, and I really have to strategize in order to make this amount, and this is why it's taking me longer, because certain hours, they just suck. So in those hours, I decide to do something else, like for instance, taking a little break, going to the bathroom, getting me some food. Like yesterday, I had to ship an eBay package because I sold something on eBay, and maybe change areas, go to a different area, just completely log off the app, just go to a different area, those kind of things. And sometimes for that, like an area bonus, you got to be in a certain area. So I try to be, close enough to that area, approximate, but you really know exactly where it's going to be, or exactly where you're going to end up when you're, doing these rides. So once I know, let's say a bonus area is going to be coming up at 7 o'clock, right? I try to plan in going offline or not taking any more rides at like 6:45. Does that make sense? About, to give myself an extra 15 minutes to get myself into that area. And sometimes you really need that. Also, guys, one of the things I've noticed, because I'm working this newer shift, and I will bring up what I used to work, but I'm working basically like a normal person from morning to evening. Somewhat like a normal person, but it's taking me all day. It's taking me all day to really make how much money I want, and then some. But anyways, it's these morning hours like a normal person, I'm running into problems like traffic. So, like yesterday, I started noticing there's just way too much traffic in some of the areas. So, I'm thinking, is this the best use of my time? I'm going to be sitting here in traffic, not able to really complete any more trips, and might as well just go offline. Find something else to do at that time. You know, it's challenging. But I have to do that. And on top of that, I have to commute 1 hour basically to Charlotte, 1 hour back home, and I'm not using destination mode. It's basically, I don't want to completely knock on the app, but for me, it's been kind of like garbage, you know. What I've been noticing, you do a destination mode, they're just trying to throw you around. Sometimes 2 steps forward, three steps back. Does that make sense? Like, they'll have me pick up somebody along the way just to take them a little bit back. Like, not completely back where I started, but still, it's yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. But anyways, I do want to take a look at the overall week. So let's go ahead and open up my app. So for the 4 days that I have worked Lyft, I've made $1,315.96. So let's just say $1,316. $1,316 divided by, if there's a bus in front of me. By the way, guys, I'm paying attention. I don't know, like, if you're thinking like how you're driving and doing all this. I am paying attention. I know exactly what's going on. So anyways, I have worked 43 hours and 40 minutes. Let's just say 44 hours. 44. So my average is $29.90. Not a bad average. That is for a regular work week, Monday through Thursday. This is something new I'm doing, guys. I wanted to see, can I make any money working in the morning? Because obviously this is not the weekend crowd. Obviously, this is people going to school that I'm dropping off. This is people going to universities. This is somebody going to work, or I'm taking somebody from work. It's just a normal type of crowd. And I can't even say it's a busy crowd either. It just feels very, very normal. Okay, I will go back and just just tell you how much some of these trips are paying. Okay, you guys would probably not take these trips, okay, just because y'all want to drive less miles and earn more money, and that's fine. By the way, for Wednesday, I calculated my mileage, how much miles I actually put in the car, and it was 390 miles. For yesterday, I didn't do it. I was just like too tired, guys. I gotta speak about being tired too. It's just ridiculous. Okay, so here's my miles. I'm taking a picture of them. I didn't even feel like writing it down. Hold on. So I end up with 123,435. And let's deduct 123, 118. So yesterday I did 317 miles. Not bad. Not bad. Especially for the amount of money I made. Because overall, so like yesterday, so I'm just gonna take a picture of that. So we need to do this math again. I mean, you all already know I made $372, okay? And I drove 317 miles. That's not bad. I am averaging more than $1 per mile. But with that being said, guys, what about cherry picking, right? You're probably thinking about that. Well, when you work in this type of strategy that I'm doing now, there is no cherry picking, technically, okay? There is picking the rides that make sense for you. There's that, but isn't that the same thing? Not really, because I'm not looking at the actual amount of money I'm going to make for that trip. I'm looking at where am I going to end up? Or, sure, this trip is $4 and it goes 5 miles, but I'm gonna get an extra $6 bonus hour, or an extra $8 bonus hour, or an extra $2 bonus hour. How many bonus hour trips can I complete in 1 hour? So I try to do that. Also, is this trip taking me closer to the bonus area that's coming up in another 15 minutes, or is it taking me further away? If it's taking me further away, I just go ahead and cancel that trip. Okay, I have canceled quite a few trips yesterday. I think at least three trips. It's just, there was one trip, seriously, somebody requested a ride, I guess like while they were in the park. So their pin was like on some kind of trails. There was no housing next to it. There was a business park close by. There was nobody there. I came there, and I actually did not even decide to wait. I didn't wait. I just went ahead and canceled that. I didn't care about getting the cancellation fee. I just left. Okay? Because I'm thinking like, okay, in a certain situation, I really want to make things work. I really want to, work things out. But I'm thinking, okay, like, what am I gonna do about that? I show up to the pin, nobody there, nobody's coming out like anytime soon. Why is that in the park? Okay, I went ahead and canceled that. I also canceled another trip. There was a road blocked that going the other way, huge traffic coming back, and I'm thinking, okay, this trip is not paying, but I think like $7. Sure, maybe it was worth it, but I'm gonna be stuck in traffic for about like maybe 23 to 30 minutes. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm just not doing that. I just went ahead and canceled. Overall, guys, I'll tell you what, I have a platinum status. I know you guys don't even care nothing about that, and that's fine. Everybody has a different strategy. But in my theory and in my experience, actually more like in my experience, okay, I'm making more money as a platinum status. Yeah. If you think about it, let's just imagine you created your own app and you have like AI algorithm maybe controlling it, or maybe you don't have an AI algorithm, but you maybe have like an algorithm, because that's kind of like where it all gets started. So not always AI gets involved, but algorithms get involved. In an algorithm, they could program in reward the person that makes us the most money. So if it's going to be the person with a platinum status, then they're going to reward that person with a platinum status. If you're canceling a lot of trips, and if you're not accepting a lot of trips, you're not going to be a platinum status. But sure, they have an understanding. There's like a limit where you could cancel, and also that stuff kind of like resets after 100 rides, at least on the Lyft platform. So I'm doing so many rides that I know, like, even with some cancellations, the amount of rides that I'm taking, like, it all averages out pretty good. But since I mentioned it, let's take a look at my status and what's going on here. Okay, wasn't clicking for me. All right, so it says you driving score 93%, goal is 80. So there is some room there to improve, but at the same time, I am above their expectation. Also points 987 out of 1,260. That will take me to the elite status. Now, what I noticed is working this new shift, Monday, let's say like through Friday, but for me it's like Saturday and Sunday in the morning, it's very hard to get those points. At night, very easy to get, but it says this is, you get this during busy hours. But I think today I should do okay, because part of my day might be busy because it is Friday. I don't know, we'll see. Okay. I will talk about some other things, but right now I wanna basically talk to you guys about the car maintenance. I'm just gonna bring like some stuff up. I'm not gonna be boring with it, trust me. I'm just gonna tell you kind of like what's going on. So I just ordered front lower ball joints, okay, with some tie rods and stuff, and a lot of other suspension components. So I ordered them, but they came in yesterday while I was at work. So basically, one of my ball joints has failed on the left side, and it's creating like a little knocking sound when you're driving, especially like on gravel roads or like bumpy road. It's like you know, it just does that, like tapping your way. Okay, it doesn't always do it, like it's not doing it right now on a smooth surface. In the beginning, I thought this was struts and shocks that's going out. I mean, this car, as you could tell, does have 123,000 miles. At the time, it had less than 120,000 miles, quite a bit less, like I think like 115,000 miles or something. And I put a lot of miles on it. So about a month ago, month and like 15 days ago, something like that, I have replaced front brakes and I have replaced front struts and shocks, and I also installed 2 more new tires because I already had 2 good tires. Like I was driving so much that my tires, and I'm like, whoa, this is not me. Like, what the heck is happening here? Went down to the wire. Like, seriously, there was like wire exposed on the tires. I'm like, I always usually replace tires in advance. Like, you know, right at the wear, usually I replace them. And sometimes they even tell me, like, at like a tire place, usually it's Walmart, they're like, looks pretty good. I'm like, okay, but the thing is, I have a tire measure stick too, and no, it's not pretty good. I have been measuring tires. The road is curving. I'm not like going off the thing. It's just in the middle. There's like a little zebra here. But anyways, when I was working as a service technician, I also had to measure people's tires. And if the tire wear it's at that like little mark where it now became one with the tire, I mean, it's time. Sure, you could drive it a little bit, but like, it's time for you to get new tires. That is your life. Tires is your life, okay? But anyways, when I replaced my struts and shocks, I wasn't really like, you know, it's hard to know like if that stuff is bad. Like my vehicle was sitting fine, like everything was fine, okay. But the thing is, my vehicle was making this type of noise, and I kind of thought that my strut is kind of falling apart, and I would have to replace that. But here's the thing, guys, my struts and shocks together as a set was $150, and then I bought additional suspension components because this noise was there. I bought them, they came in, that was $75, and a bunch of stuff was in there. By the way, I'm buying all the stuff on Amazon, just so you know. And then I bought this ball joint set. It was like $38 ball joint, front lower ball joints, and sway bar links. So this was like 38 bucks. Let's just say 40 bucks. That's cheap. But you know, speaking of maintenance, guys, I already told you I did my brakes basically like, let's just say 45 days ago, 50 days ago, give or take. I've been driving so much, and I put, I think, like maybe 10,000 miles in that time, maybe even 13. But I think each time I'm braking, I'm hearing sometimes like a little squeal. Wasn't hearing that before. And also, when you're braking, you know what metal on metal feels like. I'm sort of getting those type of vibes when I'm braking. So I'm thinking, okay, well, the brakes, front brakes, they were like 18 bucks for the set from Amazon. So maybe they're not high quality. It did say ceramic brakes, but who knows what you're really getting. So I just ordered new ones. They're supposed to come in. So I'm gonna have to take care of this ball joint situation, and probably not gonna jump in and replace all the suspension components, but I got them in case I need them. You want things in advance. Oh yeah, and I did order front bearing set. Okay, I just do want to bring that up. And the next thing I do want to bring up is the changing your oil situation. I do know that when I replace oil on this car, let's say like in 5,000 miles, and it's a little over 5 quarts of oil that you got to use, sometimes I drained like 2.5 quarts of oil from this car because I wasn't adding anything. So this car does take oil. My BMW took oil, which is fine. Some engines, they take oil. I don't know too much about this particular engine, 3.5. I know it's a good, reliable engine based on some of the reviews when it was brand new. So maybe the reviews are not as good anymore. I don't know. I haven't looked at the recent stuff. I just looked at Edmund's reports from back in the day when this 2005 Chrysler was brand new, and 3.5 liter engine was the one to get. Plus, they came in a limited edition. Now, with that being said, this car is having some issues. As far as oil goes, yes, it's taking some oil, and here's what I'm doing. Every 1,000 miles or so, I'm adding 1 quart of oil. You know, sometimes I add like half, sometimes I add like a quart. And it's not exactly 1,000. It could be like 1,500 miles or 2,000, and I'm adding a quart. So this morning, I added a quart of oil before leaving. I remembered. And a couple days ago, I added a quart of oil. Okay? So far, so good. But here's the thing. My oil light will not come on if... it will not come on with low oil unless it's like really super low, like maybe like 2 quarts left, so which I think is crazy. So by adding a little bit, like right now, I'm sort of like compensating. But because I'm adding oil so often, at least 2 quarts per week, in about 2 weeks I got all new oil in it. So I haven't been replacing oil, as bad as it sounds. But this car is a $1,500 car. I bought this thing 9 years ago. It had 90,000 miles on it. Now it has 123,000. Anytime I see those miles climbing up, I'm like really happy. That means this car is making me money. I am not losing that money. And the reason I bring some of these things up, this car's fairly low miles. If you're using a used car like this, you will also be faced with some of these you know, like maintenance type of intervals and stuff like that. But if you got a new car, you're still faced with this stuff because your car's kind of getting beat up. You're constantly braking, constantly going, stopping and going, stopping and going, stopping and going. So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe my front brakes are worn. I don't know. This would be kind of weird. Normally my brakes would last me a lot longer. I mean, at least 30 to 40,000 at least with this type of braking. On my Mercedes Sprinter van, brakes would last me like 90,000 miles, but all of my miles are highway miles. So that makes sense. And plus they're bigger pads. But these are smaller pads. But anyways, with that being said, I didn't know I'm gonna go on a tangent here, but I'm not surprised. So basically, to finish off the video, let's talk about the earnings again and some of the strategies. So today being Friday, and I only got 3 days to complete a challenge. Let's take a look at the challenge so I do not mess it up, okay? So the challenge is 70 rides, complete 70 rides and get an extra 160 bucks. Okay, I do know I got that in the bag, okay? Now, complete 40 rides, you get a $240 additional. Well, that is nice. But that means it's 110 trips I gotta do, okay? But I was hustling this week. I was hustling. I only did 102 rides in 4 days. Sure, Monday was like a very short day. Actually, Monday does not even count, really. In reality, I did all these numbers pretty much half of Monday and pretty much completed Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's what I did. And the reason being is because I switched my hours. I switched how I'm working. So I started working on Sunday last week, and I finished working. I think like by I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And I went home, and then I slept all day because I was super tired because I hustled all week, you know. So that's what I did. I do want to speak about tired. I don't know if you guys are faced with that as well. I don't know. Today I'm feeling better, but I'll tell you what I'm doing. But anyways, because I did that, it took me, you know, like, because I started very late on Sunday, very late. I started like at midnight, and I completed my bonus, whatever it was, and and I think I worked till 10 o'clock in the morning, but I was already tired. So your clock kind of resets at 5, 5 a.m. So on a Monday, unintentionally, I worked basically, I think, like 5 to 6 hours. And that's the only time that I worked. And it was actually pretty busy. I mean, I did pretty well on a Monday, but with that being said, guys, Monday I did not even come back to work until basically, I think I started the next day like 3 a.m. or something, and like slowly my time has been shifting over to like a new schedule. Speaking of that, you asked me in the comment section, what times am I working? Am I still working from like 5 p.m. to 5 a.m.? And my answer to that is the best time to work in my experience, but you're not going to be sleeping at night. If you could manage that like 5 p.m., 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., all the way to 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. So like that is the best. I always done really well with that. But if you are okay with staying up at night, also you're still going to be staying quite busy. There's still different challenges and stuff that's left. Not to say that there's nothing in the daytime, but for me it was perfect. It was cooler, especially like in the summertime. It's going to be cooler. There's less cars on the road. You're not getting stuck in any traffic, so you could kind of do what you want to do, okay? But unintentionally, I actually switched over to the morning shift just because I keep on pushing myself back. And this just goes to show you, I was working yesterday. I started basically 6 o'clock in the morning and I came back at 10. Well, first of all, you already know 2 hours of those is commute. I stopped my shift at 9. I just went ahead and stopped it. That's why I'm short of 20 minutes. At 9, I'm like, okay, I'm just done. Because technically, by that time, working from 6 to 9, that's already like 15 hours. And by the time I get home, it's going to be 16 hours. So that's what I end up doing. Plus, I'm thinking, okay, I got to get ready for Friday. As far as Friday goes, the strategy, I was thinking that if at all possible, like I was saying, get some snacks, get some coffee, maybe like energy drinks or whatnot, like just so that you don't have to make that many stops, and you could just work full 12 hours and then take a break for 6 hours and come back, work 12 hours, take a break 6 hours, come back and work 12 hours, and so on until you run out of time. So that was supposed to allow me to complete the 110 rides challenge and earn that $400. I don't know if I'll be able to complete it, guys, just because it's been kind of challenging. It's been a lot of time being wasted, almost unnecessarily, but also because of the times that I'm working, I'm not exactly able to work how long I want to work. I'm working longer just because I'm running into traffic. I'm running into times of the day, well, in the morning, where it's just dead. There's just nothing going on there, okay? And sure, that kind of explains it. I mean, there's about 3 shifts that people go to work and stuff, and on the regular work day, the best times would be like starting very early in the morning, probably like 4 a.m. People are starting to go to the airport, so you start taking to the airport, then of course you're gonna start taking people to school or work, and then once you're done with that, what do you got left? You just got morning left, and there's just not a lot of stuff going on. Maybe somebody going somewhere. It's just not a lot. I think right now the reason I'm doing so well is because it is spring break. There's just more rides to go around. But anyways, this is what I'm doing. This is my plan. Just work 12 hours and take a break, 6 hours, and come back. I'll tell you if that plan works out or not tomorrow, at what time I finish. I really don't know. At this point, I'm not really convinced that it's possible to complete it. Especially, let's see. I just want to see how many trips I did yesterday. Is it even saying it? Like, how many rides did I do? My phone's just having a hard time loading. I mean, I did 102 rides, but Let's see if I could get this thing to load. Okay, got it. I did 29 rides yesterday. So at this pace, you know, if I just continue doing the same thing, working the same amount of hours, there's no way I could take a break, because it's just taking me 16 hours to complete the whole day, just because of all this commuting and stuff. It's just nearly impossible. I mean, I know I could be like killing myself and starting early, stuff like that, but you know, we'll see about that. But anyways, I'm gonna try to do my best, I'll tell you that much, but at least I'll get the 160 bonus. But anyways, guys, in the next video I want to talk about being tired and what am I doing, what I think I'm doing wrong, because yeah, I think it's my fault. That's why I'm tired. Sure, I might be working too much, but I think it's not that. So anyways, it's just, I know this video is just way too long, and I don't want to make it longer than that. Otherwise I would have talked about it in this video. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck. Let me know how well you're doing. I'm gonna get some fuel here and just keep maybe heading to Charlotte. I think that's what I'll do. But I think at this point it's really unnecessary. But I like to get to Charlotte, put the radius, and just stay within that radius. I don't know if I'm gonna stay busy. Sometimes that radius does not help me. But I have it if it's busy. Lately it's been mixed. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.